Tulikuwa tunasema. Ndio wewe ndio ndani wa judge.
Sasa mmeanza uwanja hiyo mtapata kimekuwa inakote. Tangie ni in case hizi usione maki yako umepeana tatu zote kushika hii.
Sasa ukae na hiyo.
Si uende ushike na hiyo maki. Hiyo ndio shida yako ni nini? Kanzo. Wewe, huwezi nitoa hapa. Wewe unajua sasa, lakini sasa unajua unapiga picha, tunachukua audio.
Sinachukua video hapa. Kwa sema nini wewe? Yaani kusema nothing. You want to say nothing?
Tunachukulia video. Si hata ya video. Enda pale. Ngoja nikwambie. Unaona pale munguti yako? Pale munguti yako utapata.
Unaenda Roma.
Tusonge tu nyuma kidogo ndio kila mtu apate nafasi. Kila mtu apate nafasi.
Waenda wapi?
Mshike.
Jackie, you want to start there?
Oh.
We just start there.
Just come here, Jackie, na mama. Kuja tu.
Hapa kuna mtu amekuja ameingia na mkono wake wewe songa hivi. Get post.
Haya, okay.
Hapo sasa tunaenda
They are ready, gentlemen.
Waenda kasi.
So everyone can keep
Excuse me, can you spread out a bit, so that they fit?
Yeah.
Let's spread out.
What?
Sasa twende nyuma.
Hapa sawa. You want to go faster? I can start? Okay. We want to thank God for what has happened today. It has been a very long journey, a journey of about 6 years. And we thank God for. So thank the judge for the way she was able to look at this and was able to determine the real issues and come to the conclusion she did. We really thank her for that. Speaking for ourselves, particularly for Jackie, we want to say that throughout the period, her conscience has been clear and the evidence has never at any time suggested that she was implicated. She was not at the scene, she didn't know her, she had no reason to want her dead, and in a way we really blame the prosecution for maintaining and insisting on this case when it had no basis. Having come this far, we want to thank God for this victory. Leave it there as we consult on the way forward. I think that's all I wish to say for now. Probably the father can say one thing. Sorry, did you want to ask something?
Maybe, are you going to pursue
The question of what we will do after this is an issue we will consult on and decide what we will do. For now, we do not want to say anything on what we want to do.
Yes. Hamjabo. On behalf of the Maribe family, I want to express our thanks to the Almighty God. It has been a torturous journey. We have suffered both emotionally, financially, and everything else. But we thank God that He has come to this kind of an end. Like Wakili has said, we were never in doubt about the outcome because we assist all the facts of the case. And I would also want to thank our legal team led by Counsel Katwa here. Mr. Juguna Tess is around, Mary, I don't know whether she's here. And they have done a wonderful job. We really pray God that they help them. We also want to help our friends who have kept praying with us all through those years, those who have stood with us. And we also to thank a section of the media, not all of you. Some of you have been quite hostile, but we understand. Others have been very supportive. But we say that God has been our saint, like we say in Gikuyu, Tigagai ari mwena wito. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, just say hi, probably.
I don't know what to say, because when matters come to where God has chosen us that we may be afflicted, there must be a bigger reason. And I want to say this from a point of view. Because many a times you don't understand what is happening and why it's happening. I'm a pastor, and for that reason, I have prayed. I have prayed with others, with my family. Next to me, the council that is called Jugona is part of our church leadership. And I want to believe God that it has not just happened. The Lord has been involved in it. And in particular, I want to thank everyone that has stood with us. Let me say this, that even when the fire appears like it is almost melting our emotions, we have been encouraging ourselves in the Lord. And one more time, we want to believe. And I want particularly to address the press. Seek to know the truth. Seek to know the truth. Don't rush to say things that you have not researched about. So that when you report, all of us feel like what has been said is worth reading. I'm saying this because many a times we were in the courtroom and we would see messages of things that have been said. I want to believe that it did not cause us to feel like at the end we would be in a position to get what we needed. We have been supported, and one more time I'm saying this will give us a new beginning, a beginning to trust God, even for others that have suffered as we have suffered. May the Lord bless all of us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting us.
I don't wish to say anything. I'll just say go read John 8:32, for you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Thank you.
Jackie, some questions. Was there any initial malice? Did you read any initial
We don't want to say anything more.
John 8:32, like you, John Allen.
Okay, yeah, those ones can leave. I wish to say something. This country for a few years had a rogue DCI boss called George Kinoti. George Kinoti was behind the whole of this case, was behind the arrest. We tried to tell him both directly and on social media, and even on your media platforms, that this arrest was misguided. This arrest was not driven by evidence, but by emotion and by a rush of wanting to be on the headlines and to control a story that never existed. Today, the court has affirmed what we have said, that for the last 6 years, George Kinoti put an innocent person on the dock, knowing very well there was no evidence that put Jackie on the scene. that put Jackie on concealing any evidence, and the court has confirmed all that today. So we urge that in the future, those who are given the power to investigate and get the truth before parading people and destroying their career for 6 years. But for Jackie, she's now a phoenix. We wish her well as she rises above the ashes, and we will hold her hand so that she recovers and comes back to life. When Judge Kinoti got the evidence of the murder, he knew that it was not quote-unquote sexy enough to bring to court. So what did he do? He noticed that there was a girlfriend of the chief suspect who was involved and who would command attention and who would make headlines and who would sell a story that would last and capture the imaginations of Kenyans, even if the evidence did not show that. In fact, I challenge you, John Allen, go read the Mazingira issue, which is a DCI magazine of November 2021. Judge Kinoti was interviewed in that magazine and was asked, what about prosecution? He said, I don't care about prosecution, as long as people are arrested and charged in court and we get the headlines. That was Judge Kinoti, I'm quoting directly. So this was Judge Kinoti in his element. He just chose to go for a person who would attract headlines and got a person whose career was rising, had just become a news anchor, and was a good bait to bring to court so that he would have headlines. How will we reverse, even for you as journalists, how will we reverse 6 years of negative headlines? In fact, the first year after the arrest, there were 14 headlines placing Jackie as a murderer. How, even if she came back to court and sued these guys, how is she going to reverse the negative publicity across the world that came out of it? It is this kind of nonsense that must be dealt with, and Judge Kinoti must at one time stand on the dock and answer for those kind of things that he did.
But the opposing view? Of course, I will have to consult because it's Jackie on the dock. I will put my views to Jackie, and I hope that she will come back to court. And I really think I will put a good case to her to come back here and ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen to anyone else ever again. This is a travesty, it is a tragedy, and it has slowed down the rise of a person whose career was at the top. But the opposing view here is that some people have questioned the freedom of the judiciary. Considering that all that has come into the public sphere, do you think that this case was truly free and fair to those who critique and say that this case was actually compromised in one way or another? I notice your invite to me to get into the exchange of the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. I decline. Because from the beginning on this case, we say Jackie was innocent. We stood by it despite all the negativity. Today, we are vindicated that she's not only innocent, but that she was unfairly dragged to this court by Judge Kinoti and the investigators thereof. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What? Alan.
Oh, thanks.
All right.